always like when I was only thinking about saying the truth, being honest, the guilt popped up only by thinking about it. And when I did the thing, I was always blaming myself, always feeling guilty, always being the responsible for if things didn't work out or how the things ended. I wanted to understand why I have this pattern. Also, when I always decide to be loyal to myself, it's not like, okay, fuck you, bitch. It's I'm scared. Okay, so I just want to tell you how I feel. Please accept how I feel. No, I don't accept how you feel. Fuck off. And you offended me with what you were telling me right now. Oh no, please. Shit, okay, I had enough. He had enough. And then that's it. So I want to understand this pattern. What the hell is going on? So I started to go back with my time machine. I have a time machine. I can't even say it seriously. I started to go back to my inner self, to my inner child, to understand why the fuck I feel guilty. If you were a narcissist or like fucking crazy motherfucker, okay, I don't need to feel guilty at all. This person also will never feel the guilt because he's crazy. But if there was a person who's like, we were not meant to be friends anymore, and that's fine, I'm also don't need to be guilty. And there is no one who needs to take the guilt. There is no match anymore, and that's fine. I wanted to understand, like, where is this guilt coming from? Because it's always coming from the past. For this one experience that happened to you, that from then you decided that forever on you will always be guilty when things are not working out, when the other person is sad, no matter how hard he hurt you, no matter how he made you feel. If he doesn't happy, you are the responsible one. And you need to feel the guilt of making him feel this way. So I went back. My parents got divorced when I was 4 years old, I think. And they hated each other, like hate. He was physically abusing my mother in front of me also, so part of that. I remember some of the physical abuses. Because of that, of course, they hate each other. So when I was meeting with him, he always was talking shit about my mother. And when I was meeting with my mother, or I was living with my mother, she was talking shit about my father. And I always felt like between these things. And when I was arguing with my mother, or when I was sharing how I feel, like, hey mom, you offended me. And you know, I don't know how, like, I think that most of us were growing up this way, that as kids, we don't have the right to get offended, to be offended by our parents. Like, we will offend them all the time, but they can never offend us. And it's not even, it doesn't make sense. So I didn't have the right to share my feelings if it upsets my mother. I didn't have the right to be loyal to myself if it will upset my mother, if my mother would not like to hear it. And every time I would share my feelings as a child, again, like, what, I'm a child, what's the problem? So she would also always tell me that you're like your father, you're exactly like your father. And I didn't see my father in a good light. I never felt love towards him. I saw that he was like fucking crazy, and he wasn't a good father towards me. And he was abusive, and he was mean. He was like the devil for me, because I was seeing that my mom is suffering, and she was still there until she replaced him with another asshole. So for me, like, being compared to my father, it's been compared to the devil. So when I was a little girl, and I was always telling like when I decided to share my feelings, that it was very rare because I already understood the environment I was in and the vulnerability of my mother. So it was so rare that I would share that I am feeling sad or angry or whatever feelings that we as human beings have. And always it was when we were started to argue, I was my father. So from that I understood that if I'm being honest with myself and honest with the people around me and I'm loyal to my feelings and to my boundaries, if I'm saying something and defending myself, I am the devil, okay? I am a horrible person. So it started from that. And I was thinking to myself, okay, well, great. And then there is one person, his name is Gabor Mate. I suggest you to go and find him on YouTube, and he has many books. I still didn't read his books, and I can't wait to read one of his books, but I was listening to plenty of interviews with him, and he's a genius. And he once said, kids, they are egocentric. We now think that someone who's egocentric is like, everything is me and only me, and I don't give a shit about all of you because I'm the center of this world. But as kids, we think that all of the things are happening because of me. I am responsible for everything. If my mother smiling, okay, I did something good, I will continue to do it because I need to survive in this tribe. Because kids know that they need kids know that to survive, to eat, to drink, to live somewhere, to sleep somewhere, they need to be with the parents, the family. You are like scanning all of the things in the environment, what's good, what's bad, what you can do, what you can't do, can do, can't do. So you will continue to live with them and survive. So everything, the kids are thinking everything, it's because of me. Every good thing, my mom smiling, great, I will continue to do that. My mom, she's mad right now. What did I do? I'm responsible. I did something because my mom's mad right now. Not even if she's like, not mad at me. She's like walking around in the house and she's mad. And I'm as a child thinking, oh no, it's not a good sign, because if she's mad, something horrible can happen and I will kicked out of the tribe and I would never survive. So this is why we think like, what can I do as a child? What can I do to make my mom happy? What can I do to make her feel good? If she's sad, if she's mad, I'm responsible. I will never do that thing again. Then it clicked because I need to survive. So I'm programmed to think that everything is my responsibility. Everything, every bad thing is happening or every good thing is happening is because of me. So when she told me that you are like your father, that if you think about it, obviously, I'm also like my father, like I'm part of him. I received some things from him. Okay, so yeah, science, facts, you're like your father. True. Then they discovered something new right now because obviously I'm like my father. Duh. But I wasn't thinking this way. I was thinking like, oh my God, I'm like the devil. She wanted me to shut up. What is the thing? You like your father. Because it immediately, I remember that when she was telling me that I'm like my father, it made me so angry. Like, how dare you compare me to my father? Because I'm just, sharing how I feel? Telling you the truth? This is why I'm like him? It's crazy. Like, you really, it fucked me up. But it's okay, because you can, what is the opposite of fuck you up? Fucked you up. Because I'm building myself up. Because I can't say I'm building myself down. I don't know what's the opposite of fuck you up. But I'm building myself up. It's my responsibility. Because this thing fucked me up, but I wasn't truly responsible of how the inner child, like like the true child, like me, I can't take responsibility of the 5-year-old me who decided that she is responsible of every feeling of people on this planet Earth, while she didn't have the clue and she didn't have the toolkit that I have right now. Right? So this is my responsibility as the grown person to change, to show her, hey, young Rosalina, we have a nice toolkit right now. You want to check it out? Come to the van, check it out. Without any van, no more, it's no van. Just here in the playground. No, just kidding again. What was so cool about that? That I'm not guilty. I'm never guilty. Because the root of it, that it's not only the experience that I had in my home, the root of it, it's that we are programmed this way as human beings. This is our programming. And when you understand that you are programmed to scan your environment, especially if you're growing up in a unhealthy environment, like if everything is okay and you're allowed to be a child and you have and you are receiving and all of your needs are being seen and valued, great. But when you are growing up in a fucked up environment, I don't remember what I wanted to say. If you're growing up in a fucked up environment, it's important to understand that it was never you. Never. It was never my responsibility to make sure that my mom, she's smiling or she's angry, or why she's angry, we need to quickly make her smile. It was never my responsibility. I was a child. I didn't have a clue of what's going on in this world. So if I don't have a clue of what's going on in this world and what's right and what's wrong and what you can do and what you can't do, I don't have also a clue about how to make or not make people feel better with themselves. It's never my responsibility. So because of that, I'm not guilty of being myself. My only responsibility as a child is fucking being a child. It's fucking go and imagine and have fun and eat and drink and live my life. Same for today. This is also today my responsibility. To think about myself and to have fun. And if I want to think about other people, it's people that make me feel great, that I'm happy to be around them. But first of all, I need to think about myself, and I must put myself first. And I'm not guilty of putting myself first, and I'm not guilty of feeling the feelings, of setting the boundaries, of saying what's on my mind. I'm not guilty. This is my right and this is my duty. I own it to myself. I own it to put myself first. And if other people will not accept it, okay, we should not be friends or partners or family members. We should not speak to one another. We should not be in the same room together if it's like crazy, okay, situation. I have the right to feel my feelings, to set my boundaries, to do what I want to do. And I have the right to think about the people I want to think about them, because they are thinking about me too. It's not one way that only I am the one who thinks about all of the people, because this is how it was in my household. No one was thinking about me. I was always putting myself aside. This is the thing, like with many people, when you're growing up in a fucked up household, you view in the world like with those glasses in the movies that you like put those glasses and then you see all of the details about the person in front of you. But this is how we live, because you're like have to be always prepared to, if my mom's not happy or my father's not happy, I have to be prepared to act very nice, to make sure that everything's okay, so everything would be okay. This is why you are like that. You're scanning everything and always like everything's like that. But it's fine. I love it. From here comes those videos are coming from this place. My comedy channel, I have a skit channel. My humor and the ability to write skits comes from that brain that I scan every situation, every person that I can, because I'm like always have to be aware of the situation. And I used to think this way, and I love it. I don't have, many times you also have this thing, many bad thoughts that like coming over, and because of all of the scanning. But here the meditations and yoga and just being mindful and journaling, in this case, that's what helps me to maintain all of the and stay with that and just think and scan every situation, so I would be able to write and think about magical things, to talk to you, and to think and write about magical and hilarious skits that I'm writing. You're not guilty of being yourself. It's an honor to be yourself. All of us have our unique gifts. Use them. All of us have boundaries. It's a purpose. There is a purpose for boundaries. This is why you feel anger, sadness. It tells you, there's a boundary passed maybe. You don't like it. Check out why. Okay? So there is a reason why we have boundaries. There is a reason why we have those unpleasant feelings. They are just there to tell us something. There is a reason. Stop ignoring them for the sake of other people. This is your duty and your right to be yourself and be happy with that and accept the consequences. And you are not responsible for how other people are feeling and what's going on in other people's life, and if they're happy or sad. You are responsible only about how you are feeling. So take care of that. Put your focus on that. What makes me feel good? Check in with yourself. Learn to do it. It's a process, because we were used to ignore it for the sake of the other people. We need to survive. So train yourself. Start to be aware. Accept those feelings. This is, you owe it for yourself. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself. Speak nicely to yourself. Okay? You're not guilty. We are not guilty. Think about yourself first. And that's okay. And when you do it, instead of feeling guilt, the next time if you feel guilty, wait. If I'm feeling guilty for thinking about myself, it's a good thing. I'm practicing it. I'm practicing putting myself first. So I'm going to, if I'm taking if I'm going on that road of, well, finally I'm putting myself, it's about time. I'm thinking of myself, I'm putting a boundary. So I'm changing it. Instead of guilt comes the happiness, because I'm proud of myself. Now I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. Feeling great. That's right. That's who I am. So do it. Go and be proud of yourself. And I'm proud of you, of being here with me today and for listening to me. And I'm so happy all the time that you're here with me. And I hope that I'm helping you in some way and just making you feel better Maybe now, maybe eventually. So thank you so much. I would be so happy. It will help me a lot if you will like it, this video, if it helped you. If you will comment and share how it impacted you, or maybe you have something else to tell me and the readers that this is how you will impact positively on our lives. And subscribe, of course. And I wish you a magical day full of magical adventures in your life. Thank you.